I was muted. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Good, I don't know, morning, I guess. Morning. Oh, afternoon. It's afternoon already. Good afternoon. Saturday. And we have some breaking news with regards to the shooter, the assassin, um, Tyler Robinson. They're saying now that this person apparently lived with a trans partner. It's interesting. So it was a male transitioning to female, and that they're fully cooperating with the FBI. So, because a lot of people have been trying to, some people were like, oh, this has nothing to do with trans and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So, this person, Brooke Singman, she was, I believe, Singman, the first person to break this information. First person to break the information. We'll give it a few minutes for people to join. If you could help by hitting the like button, sharing it out. And she says Charlie Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson lived with his transgender partner. The individual who was a male transitioning to a female is fully cooperating with the FBI. Sources tell me that the FBI had texts and other communications between Robinson and the individual that helped FBI authorities solidify that Robinson was indeed the shooter. Wow. The last question Charlie Kirk answered before he was murdered was, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Charlie replied, too many. He was then asked, do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Charlie replied, counting or not counting gang violence, and that's when he was assassinated. So big news as more information comes out. So he was with a trans person. I wonder if his family knew about that, and did that create any divide, or was he hiding that from his family in the process of transitioning from male to female? Or did he just pass it off to his family as, well, I have a roommate, that's it. Because I believe his family was conservative. He was supposedly lefty or became radicalized or something. The individual who has yet to be identified by authorities is now fully cooperating. So we don't know the name of the partner cooperating with the FBI, its investigation into the fatal shooting of conservative activists. The relationship was first reported by Brooke. So it's breaking right now. Brooke on X. Text messages and other communications that the transgender individual traded with Robinson helped the feds nab the accused assassin. So I don't know if that's almost like ironic in a way. I don't know the full motives. Obviously, this person didn't like Charlie Kirk, and maybe he had some, feelings, ideologies, and stuff. He felt some kind of way, and was with a trans partner, and that partner assisted the FBI in confirming this is the shooter, and is cooperating with the FBI. Is almost the irony in it. I wonder if that's the person he called. Are you okay? This has been debunked. Debunked when? The last 20, 30 minutes? What are you talking about? This just came out now. Federal and state authorities revealed during a Friday press conference that a roommate cooperating with their investigation revealed communications from a contact named Tyler that described bullet casing similar to those found at the scene, and discussed the need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point. That whole thing was weird. So that roommate must be the trans person, and that person is cooperating. I'm assuming it's a trans person. Must be. Let me see what else they're saying about this. I have a couple other things too we can go over, but I just thought that was pretty big. Living with a trans person. Brooke revealed it. Everybody's talking about it right now on X. Kind of makes sense, the whole roommate situation. Let me see. I thought I had another article on this too. I'm curious to know more because this person probably holds the key to a lot of information. What's gone on in that household? And I wonder how the partner feels about what he did. I guess they disagree, I'm assuming. I wonder if the roommate can be considered an accomplice. I don't know. I feel like they're probably going to use the roommate to maybe as a witness. If the roommate really didn't know this guy was going to commit all this stuff. Or could that be the accomplice thing? Yeah, I don't know. Did the roommate know? To what level did they know? I mean, who did he call? The shooter, who did he call when after the murders?
Said over and over and over again. So I said.
All right, let me show some other things. I'm going to see if I find more information about that, but I just thought that was huge. Like, I had to come on, jump on for a bit. Big deal. Big deal. Brooke broke it first. And I know some people don't want to hear that with the details with this. This is an update to the Chris Cuomo thing. He responded to Elon Musk on his show with the whole situation of Cuomo didn't like when Elon was saying that the Democrat Party is the party of murder. And the video's up there somewhere. I don't know if I should play maybe I should play the whole thing. It's just a minute long. This is what Cuomo said first. Let me fix my audio. Okay.
Richest man in the world who controls the most powerful platform in our media writes that the left is the party of murder and then decides, Elon Musk I'm talking about, the stupidest genius I've ever been around. And no, I'm not going to excuse it because he's autistic. I have a lot of autistic people in my life. They are not all morally bankrupt, okay? They don't all say the stupidest thing at the worst time. All right? I don't know what it's about with him, and I don't give a shit, to be honest.
Oh.
He is, in my opinion, exhausted his usefulness. Now, does that mean he should be murdered? No, because that's not how I see the value of human life. But would I be surprised? No. I wouldn't be surprised if it's me. I mean, that's where we are. It's who we are. That's who we are. But when he can write the left is a party of this, and then he goes on this thing about why black is capitalized and why white is not, the medium is the message. We are about division and hate of what we oppose.
Okay, let's see. So that was Cuomo, and then Elon replied back by saying that by implying that I might be murdered by the radical left, Cuomo is proving exactly my point.
In my opinion, exhausted his usefulness. Now, does that mean he should be murdered? No, because that's not how I see the value of human life. But would I be surprised? No. I wouldn't be surprised if it's me.
He said, would I be surprised? No, wouldn't be surprised with me. It's just the way it's so weird how he phrased it. Do I believe he should be murdered?
He is, in my opinion, exhausted his usefulness. Now, does that mean he should be murdered? No, because that's not how I see the value of human life. But would I be surprised? No.
I don't know. It's just weird shit to say. And then also when this person said here, the first step in persuasion is planting the seed. Cuomo surely understands that. I agree. I feel like that's, and then, so this was his reply to, which I thought his reply was just so kind of like condescending. And anytime he replies, he's always like
I
don't know, just
never suggested or would suggest that Elon should be hurt for what he says. That is horrible. And anyone who believes that is wrong, and wrong to want it. I know there's power in playing the victim. But Elon Musk is the one saying that the left is the party of murder. And that is as useless as his platform when it comes to pushing extremism at a time when we need to do the opposite. And I know it makes you money. And I know it makes you resonant. But it's also why you're no longer standing next to the president.
It's so like condescending shit, like a female or something, some X or something.
Elon Musk is the one saying that the left is the party of murder. And that is as useless as his platform when it comes to pushing extremism at a time when we need to do the opposite. And I know it makes you money. And I know it makes you resonant.
Isn't he about to be like, I heard this guy's about to be a trillionaire, Elon. Is he about to be a trillionaire, Elon Musk? I don't think didn't he take a hit buying X? He could become the world's first trillionaire with Tesla's new pay package. It's just funny to me. Like, even when you get to certain levels, you know, people are like, oh, you're doing it for money. You need to, like, or whatever. You could be almost a trillion and they're still like, you need the money.
To do the opposite. And I know it makes you money. And I know it makes you resonant. But it's also why you're no longer standing next to the president. And I would never want anything bad to happen to him because I think he has bad ideas. Elon Musk can be part of a better social media. He should change his algorithms, and I would never want anything bad to happen to him, okay?
Okay, thanks, Cuomo. I don't know what's going on with him. And I started to like him. I didn't like him when he was on CNN. I started to like him on News Nation. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he like... And then now I'm seeing him like shift again. This was funny. This was a classic meme.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful. And please.
There's the First Amendment. You just gotta look it up, Mr. Cuomo.
That's crazy. There's Cuomo. Everybody's falling out. Again, everybody talking about the transgender partner, which, you know, good on them for giving over. The FBI had access to text and communication between the individual. They're cooperating. Good on them. I don't know if they really had a choice. This guy, too, this whole thing's kind of turned out to be weird. I got to see if I can find the video. This guy, Mystery Man. I don't know if I saved it. This guy's the guy that was seen cheering. I know I have it somewhere, but I don't know where. Mystery bearded man appeared to cheer shooting Charlie Kirk. Claims he chanted USA to create a distraction. It was a very odd, bizarre video. Let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to remember what this guy's name was.
The event opened with music.
Well, somebody has the video here. I do have to find his profile because I think he's commented a couple of times. Some people don't believe his story. Maybe some do.
The event opened with music, people throwing hats, and loud exchanges from different parts of the crowd. Some shouted offensive remarks directed at the LGBT community, while others made disparaging comments about the Prophet of Islam. There were also cheers, boos, and offensive hand gestures, mockery. The atmosphere carried an energy of confrontation more than dialogue. The first debater tried to persuade Charlie to adopt Mormonism, but the exchange drifted into a disjointed back and forth of opinions. The audience eventually booed him off the platform. Another speaker raised the idea of restricting gun rights for transgender individuals, citing Donald Trump as an influence. He began to reference statistics and posed a question. Charlie's response turned to the subject of gang violence as a part of the
It's like an AI robot or something.
mass shooting statistics. At that point, I did not see what happened directly. My head was lowered while I listened. When I heard a sharp...
You wouldn't lie, would you? Somebody found, I guess, I don't know. Well, somebody could have created this profile too, but he struck me as a bit like kind of liberal or something. But he said he was there with his friend.
Crack. At first, I thought it might have been fireworks or a disruptive prank, so I looked up to the horizon for smoke. When none appeared, I realized it must have been a firearm. My friend reacted in horror, saying Charlie had been struck. His voice and description told me how serious it was.
Yeah, they say he's an army vet.
Based on his reaction, I believe Charlie had been gravely injured. I instinctively checked the security team's movement, though I have no affiliation with them. Realizing the situation was dangerous, I stood and shouted USA.
So
not
weird.
As a provocation, but to project strength.
So he said, so Charlie Kirk gets shot and killed. And his first reaction is, I don't know if he was trying to recreate like a Trump moment. He said he was trying to create a distraction. They'll say have PTSD. I don't know. They say everybody reacts differently, right? But that's just, wow.
Though I have no affiliation with them. Realizing the situation was dangerous, I stood and shouted USA. Not as a provocation, but to project strength, encourage others, and create a distraction that might help calm panic or even save lives. At that moment,
maybe, I don't know, maybe.
No one knew whether this was a lone shooter or something coordinated. My friend was devastated. He admitted he admired Charlie deeply. I only knew Charlie through minimal content, but would never wish to celebrate harm to anyone. Because of my background as a soldier, I was able to stay calm under stress, focus on protecting and comforting my friend. Afterward, I called my wife to let her know I was safe. Once traffic eased, we left.
I don't know if like the creepy music behind it makes it even worse, because this is the first time I'm listening to it with that background sound. Holy crap. But I don't know. A lot of people aren't buying his story. I don't know what to think of it. It's odd. I mean, he could just be a peculiar person, you know. This is his profile. Let me see if he's made any more videos. Oh, this was 21 hours ago. Yeah, his video went viral. 1.2 million views. I wonder which one we just watched. He did 2 videos. Let me see.
Like that. You know, all this chatter is absolutely incredible, but I'm actually really burnt. I'm honestly like the happiest person you have ever met in your entire life. And I am absolutely sick of all of my soldiers, including Charlie, dying so you guys can mock each other. Mock away and see what happens. I am done with my soldiers dying while everyone just mocks each other. Mock, mock, mock. You think that that's a solution? You know, every major religion speaks out against mockery. And I saw mockery. And I saw a mob just energized with mockery. Absolutely laughing. This is John Oliver. This is Matt Walsh. This is Louder with Crowder. This is all the mockery that's existed on both sides of the equation, and it's killing my soldiers, my people, and I'm done. I don't want to see my men die anymore. I'm sick of it. I'm sick. I didn't see Charlie die.
Damn, bro, this is crazy. This is creeping me out.
My soldiers stand up, I stand up. And I'm not apologizing for standing up. I did what I was trained to do.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe that could be an explanation. I don't know. There's a lot of rage directed at me, but I promise you'll understand when I speak, and I eagerly await a return to silence. Some are upset because I smile, some because I cheer, for others because they don't have the information yet. For everything Charlie represented, I was there for him, not his words. I just wanted to meet him. Well, I don't know. This whole story, this whole case has been just very strange. Oh, this was happening too. I don't have to play this whole video, but this was trending on X.
You see that? That's the front.
Says Charlie Kirk fatally shot by fellow conservative. That's the thing that some of the people have been saying and running with.
Page of X, top trending. Charlie Kirk fatally shot by fellow conservative at Utah University event. And then Bill Maher, I saw people say this on Wednesday, I just ignored it because it was just totally insane. Bill Maher last night has Ben Shapiro on. Even Ben Shapiro says no, the shooter was not a Groyper, a Nick Fuentes person. We got the ATF information that it was a leftist, anti-fascist. They saw carving symbols, thought it was trans. It's all the same Antifa crap. Told his family, Charlie's a fascist. He's full of hate. He's a terrible person. That's leftist. It's the left calling for Charlie Kirk's murder, calling for my murder, calling for Trump's murder. We all know this. They were chanting in the crowd. They were cheering when it happened. And so now the circle is complete, where you've got people blaming Israel with no evidence that they did it, and it's just not true. And then on the other end, you got people blaming Nick Fuentes and the Groypers. You've got Ben Shapiro defending Nick Fuentes. And you've got me over here saying it's obviously not Israel.
Well, that's the thing. So it's been shifting around the blame and stuff. And so they were saying it was the Groypers too, which people have said, no, they don't agree. It's not the Groypers.
Where the left calls people enemies of the Republic, calls them fascists, says they're Nazis, says they're evil, says they have to be removed, and then prints their addresses. What do you think they're trying to do? They are trying to inspire someone to murder them. That is their objective. That is their intent. And when you see online, Sean, as we've seen for the last few days, tape after tape after tape of federal workers, bureaucrats, staffers in the Pentagon, educators, professors, healthcare workers, nurses, celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. These are radicalized people. There is a domestic terrorism movement in this country. And let me tell you something I've not shared with anybody, but the last message that Charlie Kirk gave to me before he joined his creator in heaven was he said that we have to dismantle and take on the radical left organizations in this country that are fomenting violence. That was the last message that he sent me before that assassin stole him from all of us. And we are going to do that under President Trump's leadership. I don't care how. It could be a RICO charge, a conspiracy charge, conspiracy against the United States, insurrection, but we are going to do what it takes to dismantle the organizations and the entities that are fomenting riots, that are doxing, that are trying to inspire terrorism, and that are committing acts of wanton violence. It has to stop. And my message is to all of the domestic terrorists in this country spreading this evil hate, you want us to live in fear? We will not live in fear, but you will live in exile.
Damn. There was an interesting clip too that I saw that apparently, so this guy here, this is like a news clip or an interview, and it says leftist student at University of Minnesota Duluth, or however you say it, threatened to shoot the chapter president and other members of TPUSA chapter just last year. So check out this guy's kind of story. He was a part of a chapter.
Well, my goal was literally, I want to sit and do my homework at this table, and people who are walking by can see that it's okay to think other things.
But as the group gained visibility, Spanier says it came with backlash. But the impact of Kirk's death feels especially close for Sam. Now, he says he left the chapter and even transferred schools after he faced threats himself.
Another student at the school threatened to shoot me and threatened to shoot all the chapter members. And I didn't feel safe at the school, and so I transferred.
Despite leaving the university, he says his mission hasn't changed.
I'm standing up for what I believe in, and that's what Charlie Kirk would want.
But with
my goal was,
and they're saying to, let me see here, the governor. This article: Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin Tyler Robinson is deeply indoctrinated with leftist ideology. Utah governor says a preliminary investigation revealed, according to the Utah governor. He did an interview with the Wall Street Journal, the governor. Let's see if I'll show you this. He did an interview, and he had told them that he was deeply indoctrinated with leftist ideology. A preliminary investigation revealed, according to the Utah governor. Very clear to us that, and to the investigators in an interview after Kirk was shot and killed. We know about the conversations, that dinner family, where they say they don't like Kirk. About a 3-hour ride. A lot of pictures too, gun family. Tyler Robinson with a machine gun, April 16, 2003. Bazooka, April 16, 2003. Despite not being registered with any political party, Robinson had discussed how he didn't like Kirk or the viewpoints he had, adding that the now slain 31-year-old was a leader full of hate and spreading hate. Full of hate and spreading hate, okay. see. I know I had a bunch of other stuff. Oh yeah, this was Ben Shapiro. They just talked about Ben Shapiro and is it Bill Maher? Bill Maher.
If there's a shooting at a synagogue, it is very likely to be either a white supremacist or a radical Muslim. If it is a shooting of a Republican politician, it is very likely to be a trans Antifa Marxist shooter.
That is just not true. We don't know what this kid is.
We do know this kid was of the left.
Guys,
we do know that.
We do know what?
That this kid was of the political left. That is according to contemporaneous reporting from The Guardian as well as Tablet Magazine today.
It's 2 days out. We don't know shit, Ben.
But
we don't know shit. They never do. The internet is undefeated in getting it wrong to begin with.
It's not about the internet. That's about the actual reporting by mainstream accepted. The Guardian is not a right-wing.
Here's what we heard. Here's what I was told so far, and I'll tell you what was wrong. First, I heard he's a registered Republican. Not true. Okay. Then he was a donor to Trump. Not true. His father works in the sheriff's office.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Then he's a donor to Trump. No, was wrong. First, I heard he's a registered Republican. Not true.
I wasn't sure.
Okay. Then he was a donor to Trump. Not true.
Yeah, that donor stuff. I think somebody photoshopped. There's a lot of people putting out false information, and it would be considered disinformation. It's intentional.
His father works in the sheriff's office. Not true.
I don't know. I read that in 2 articles that supposedly the father did, and now they're saying it's not.
There was a picture of him wearing a pro-Trump shirt. Not true.
And that was somebody on X had photoshopped a picture of a Trump shirt. Oh, anonymous. The anonymous account did that intentionally.
True. Member of the Democratic Socialists of America. Not true. We don't know what he is. Well, how are you so sure he's of the left? Now, I agree when you write on a bullet, what did he write on the bullet? Catch this
fascist, which is also a gamer thing.
Okay, but now I'm hearing he may have been part of that group for whom Charlie Kirk was not right-wing enough.
You mean the Groypers, yes. I mean, so that would...
you're sure he's not that?
I'm not sure that he's not that.
A minute ago you were sure what he was.
Hold on, Bill. Hold on. Okay.
Well, that's the thing, tme. That's why people were there was a meme. Mark Dice actually broke it down really good. I think he did a video today. There was a meme. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. He did I think I watched this morning.
Thankfully, as everybody...
Yeah. Let me see if I just skip real quick to the meme part. Yeah, he broke that down kind of good.
Admired Nick Fuentes. Again, nobody anywhere has said that. That's part of the investigation, part of the case, or part of his family, or his roommate. Racist evidence with the claim that alleged Kirk shooter Tyler Robinson is a Nick Fuentes fueled Groyper because his mom posted this picture of him on Facebook imitating a meme, wearing a tracksuit, and it's about some meme. I don't even get it. I think it's like making fun of Eastern Europeans who always wear tracksuits or something. And so it was a meme. And so then some people made Pepe wearing the tracksuit, made Pepe doing the meme. And so that's their evidence. They think that he is imitating Pepe meme when it's exactly the opposite. The Pepe meme is imitating the original meme. Here's Charlie.
Yeah, and they have the Pepe things all over the place, all kinds of stuff that you can find. The other thing he kind of broke down to, another reason why people thought that like he was a Groyper, because at one point Nick Fuentes had called on Groypers to go to the TPUSA events and start kind of pressing them because...
Problem with Charlie Kirk ideologically, and in 2019 put out a call to action to his fans, the Groypers, to go and attend Charlie Kirk's events and then get up at the microphone and ask them questions, okay? Not to go and assassinate him, but to engage in a political debate. And they're the reason why these people showed up to this infamous clip, which I've showed a dozen times over the years, pressing Charlie Kirk on why he was rolling out this black gay diversity hire and then trying to prop him up in the...
So yeah, we don't have to get into all of it, but that's kind of where that came from, where people are like, oh, well, he wasn't right enough on the right side. Maybe the shooter was just like a super right, and Charlie Kirk wasn't right enough. Now, I'm leaning towards, and I feel like everything has been pointing to this whole time, that this person is, got radicalized or some type of leftist. Yeah, his family seems like conservatives, and somewhere along the line, kids are going to do what they want to do. They start growing up. He's not a kid anymore, but just because his family is one way doesn't necessarily mean he has to be that way. Sometimes kids go another way, and sometimes they start rebelling and all this stuff. And who knows what happened there with the partner that he had in that house that he was living with, and did his family know about that? Did his family reject the partner? They probably wouldn't have approved of that. This is SNEAKO. Oh, she says some vulgar words.
But niggas don't care about anything besides a white man dies today, bro. Fuck that white man. Fuck Charlie Kirk. That nigga's a zombie eating brains right now. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye.
So they pretend to care about human life and then say, you're a zombie. You're within 12 hours of his death. If you care so much about Palestinian life, then show some empathy. You see how it's not really all these people.
Yeah, and who know? Legendary said, I think we should regulate algorithms to prevent these media companies from their recommendations. I thought I just read somewhere somebody said about hormones. Channel 5, you did a pretty good interview with the guy who last debated Charlie. Oh, okay, I have to check that out. Yeah, that guy's pretty dope. He interviewed Biden, or which one? Not Joe Biden, but his son, Hunter Biden.
This is why I said I disavow all these people who pretend to care about people dying in Gaza. Look at how they treat a fellow American when his kids were watching his assassination.
And that's the other thing. That's another point of contention. So now they're saying that I think Charlie's wife, Erica, I think she had said, I think they weren't there. I'd have to confirm that, because initially they were saying that she was. Now they're saying maybe that she wasn't. Regardless, still a horrible thing, but that's another thing that's been flying around.
Zero empathy, and they dislike him because he's a white guy. They hate him because he's white. And they pretend to care about Palestine, even though that whole issue happens because of the racial supremacy rooted in Judaism. Zionism does not exist without Judaism, without the chosen people mentality that they deserve this land. But then, okay, if that's the problem, then why are you applying that logic on white people? Drop the racism if you care so much about Palestinians.
All right, so it's SNEAKO kind of going off. Tim Pool.
Call it what you like. But Trump needs to go full Bukele. As an example, Pink News, which is a trans activist news outlet, put out a tweet 5 hours ago that said, Charlie Kirk was discussing trans shooters' conspiracy moments before being shot. These people are dancing on his grave. They are denying the multiple transgender school shootings that have happened recently, the very thing that Charlie was discussing when he was killed, with the suggestion, of course, being that this shooter was a trans activist. And you cannot have a country. There are so many people that need to spend a very long time, possibly the rest of their life, in a mental institution. You don't need to be cruel. You don't need to be the left's boogeyman. But you have to contain this violence that people have been basically hypnotized into thinking that America is on the precipice of a genocidal fascist dictatorship, with figures like Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk being the faces of that. I don't know how it would operate under America's First Amendment, but you can't have CNN and MSNBC remain on the air and act like Radio Rwanda, inciting mentally ill people to go out and physically attack and even kill Trump supporters. I mean, Charlie Kirk needs to be the last martyr of MAGA. We've already had Corey Comparator. They almost shot Steve Scalise. They had the kid a couple of years ago that was run over in an alley, and the guy said he was a radical Trump supporter. The guy was 18. He didn't even do anything to him. You'll remember the Antifa guy that shot the guy that got a Trumper over here in 2020. We've had far too many examples of people just being gunned down just because there are demented leftists in your country that think they're an existential threat to them and to these marginalized client groups like transgender and racial justice activists. Basically,
to clarify real quick, Connor, Steve Scalise, I think you meant to say they almost killed him. He was shot. I think he was shot several times, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And a long recovery. What I will just add real quick is...
Yeah, Jen, the video you sent me, that's not the shooter. I've seen that video a couple of times, I think. The guy debating him. No, that's not him. There's a lot of people in London cheering or mourning the death of Charlie Kirk. I want to play this clip too. They all have blood on their hands. I'm gonna keep going through some of this. Oh, I gotta get to this first. Hold on. Oh shoot, I almost forgot. All right, have you guys heard of the Office Depot drama? Oh man, let me pull up I think this is the original clip. This video went viral. This happened yesterday. Oh. So apparently these people went into Office Depot, right? And okay, today at 2:24 p.m. This was like yesterday. 2:24 p.m. The Kalamazoo County Republican Party placed an order for a poster of Charlie Kirk for a vigil tonight at 5:30. The printer service or supervisor guy on the left called and said that they're refusing to print the poster because it is propaganda. Hey, Office Depot, Office Max, what do you think? Is this acceptable?
Thank you. So, we came in for an order earlier to print a poster for a vigil tonight.
Yeah, so
for somebody that passed. It's not.
It's propaganda. I'm sorry, we don't put that here.
Alrighty. So, what's your name?
Pharaoh. I'm print supervisor.
I'm one of the managers.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, we
so
do not
they
print-
say they don't print political propaganda. No. So this is somebody that passed away a couple years ago.
That's political propaganda, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
So this is for a prayer tonight, for a prayer vigil?
It's still propaganda, unfortunately.
What makes it propaganda?
Because he's a political figure, and I don't have to.
Our general manager is going to be in on Monday. If you
No,
want
it's
to
Monday.
further on the subject,
if you would like to,
you're welcome to return.
Thank you.
Wow. Mamma mia. So they did reply, I believe, yesterday. This was viral. And it says, we're deeply concerned by the incident that occurred at the store in Michigan. The behavior displayed by our associate is completely unacceptable and insensitive, violates our company policies, and does not reflect the values we uphold at the Office Depot. We sincerely apologize to the customer affected and to our community. This is a regrettable situation. Upon learning of the incident, we immediately reached out to the customer to address their concerns and seek to fulfill the order to their satisfaction. We also launched an immediate internal review, and as a result, the associate involved is no longer in the organization. Thank you, Jen. Wow. A lot of people are losing their jobs. And I think that lady was just being nasty and facetious. I understand maybe they have some type of policy of like maybe campaign stuff, but if it's just like, I don't know what the flyer was, rest in peace or, prayers or something. But yeah, she's gone. Oh my God. So she got terminated. This was kind of an interesting, this was with Irana debate with Andrew Tate. They had a really interesting video they dropped yesterday on Piers Morgan that was pretty good too, but with this whole situation.
My criticism of you in these situations is you have immediately decided that was the motivation, therefore it's a racist hate crime, and that's it. And I would argue to you, why don't you give it a bit of time? Why don't you wait for more information and make a more considered opinion?
Okay, first things first, if we're going to talk about waiting for information, you shouldn't have told me that Israel was not committing a genocide on October 8th. You've been proven wrong. That's the first thing. The second thing, he said, I got that white girl. You're going to pretend that doesn't matter as if it's not proof.
I didn't say it didn't matter.
Third thing,
I said it suggests a racial motivation.
Everybody who stabs somebody is mentally ill. This mentally ill bullshit, I don't know where this has come from, where someone's a criminal, but they're mentally ill. Every single person who commits murder is mentally ill. Every single person who commits necrophilia is mentally ill. Every single person who believes they can get in and out of a bank with money without getting caught has some kind of mental disorder. They're all mentally ill. I don't care about mentally ill. And here's the final nail in the coffin to your asinine argument, sir. Why did he not stab anyone else on the bus? Because he was already on a bus with 4 people and he didn't touch them. If he's so mental, if he can't control his mind, why didn't he stab any of those? Is it because everyone else on the bus was black? The first white person he sees, he kills and says, I got that white girl. And you don't believe that's enough proof for a court of law to determine that was a racially motivated attack?
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, all that information came out. They're saying, too, that apparently this person, they're even going after military, I guess. Breaking, this Marine was fired I guess they're going after people that are posting another racist man popped, Captain Jacoby Williamson. So even military is getting it. Everybody's getting it. This guy said that his friend was fired.
So everybody, I wanted to take a little quick second to say something about everybody that was celebrating the other night or the other day about the issue. I just had a phone call, and it was a good friend of mine, and she was bawling her eyes out, squalling. She has lost her job. She got fired. Somebody had sent a video of her in a open group room similar to what this app offers, and had her and a bunch of friends of hers celebrating what had happened. And they had, I guess, clipped it somehow, filmed it and sent it into her employer because they knew who she was. And the employer has terminated her for her words, even though that's part of our freedom of speech. Like, how far else is it going to go? And now they have blackballed her on that. And then you're reading these politicians are talking about, you got to remember the right's in power right now. So talking about, free speech as in celebratory of hate crimes and things like that can start to be prosecuted. Actions taken as you losing your employment, being blackballed against, everything on social media, because they don't just have your email address. These people have your IP address. These people have the information from your device. You have a GUI number on that device as well. And so they know. That's why if you get a verification, if you go log into a different account from another computer, they give you that double step of verification. They know which device you're on. So all of that stuff's got to do is get subpoenaed or somebody filming stuff. So she lost her job for making fun of what happened the other day. And so guys, you got to be careful what you do, got to be careful what you say, because there are, unfortunately, consequences, just like what they were talking about. So take it what you will, take the video how you will. Just be mindful that this person had lost her job because of her reaction to what happened. Y'all have a blessed day. I hope we can all...
Yeah, a lot of people getting caught up.
This is a Newsweek piece. What is a Groyper? What to know about Nick Fuentes' alt-right movement? Now, the reason that they're talking about this at all is because there are people out there trying to make the argument that this kid wasn't a leftist, that he didn't have any left-leaning ideas, that the kid was actually so far right that he thought that Charlie Kirk was not far right enough.
And like Newsweek thinks their audience are idiots, quite frankly. That's what this article is. They think everyone knew what happened on Wednesday.
Yeah, agreed. Who said that? I haven't seen anybody getting prosecuted, but yeah, people are getting fired.
This Groyper psyop is vomitous.
This whole thing too, they're saying Stephen King only apologized because he's got a new movie coming out. I didn't know he has a new movie coming out. Stephen King has never apologized once on social media till now. That's the only thing about that whole, and I've been kind of covering that a lot, this whole Stephen King comments on Charlie Kirk, and he apologized, which shocked me. And so some people believe it's because maybe he has something coming out. I didn't know he had a movie coming out, but this person too, this is who is this person? A left-wing TikToker, Charlotte Hayes. So the Turning Point UK had tagged the police station, I guess. Please arrest her. I guess in the UK they arrest for this stuff maybe. With 200K followers, calls for people to kill them all. Let's listen to what she had to say.
Pro-gun advocate Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck at his own debate rally. I try to avoid American politics if possible, but I've opened X to a bunch of little bitches crying and whinging about how political violence is never the answer. These people are gunning for politics that is inherently violent to its people. These people are gunning for politics that are inherently violent to a population, to marginalized people, to people who need access to healthcare. This is the same across the West. This isn't just the US. This is England too. I'm sick of this idea that you can't meet violence with violence. If somebody was smacking you in the face in the corner of a room over and over, you're going to hit them back. You have to. You're not getting out of that unless you do. These people do not care if you live or die.
Oh, they just ID'd the roommate. Okay, hold on. Let's pause here for a second. Okay, hold on. We got pictures and everything now. This is coming in exclusive. Well, not exclusive, breaking. On Tyler Robinson, Roommate, which is the trans partner. Came out on Daily Mail. Let's see. We're going to have to put the British lady aside. Here it is. Oh, I didn't see this. Okay. Let's put her aside for a second. Who tipped off FBI is identified as family refused to deny transgender motive. Okay, hold on. So we got some pictures. I got to save this too. I'll stay. I thought I was. Well, let me show you the picture while I set up. I'm updating the thumbnail. I thought it was a furry for a second. Wasn't there a furry reference too? Wasn't there furry? I thought one of the casings had some type of reference to furries or some saying. Okay. Put that there. That's the roommate. Okay, wow. Okay, we just update this real quick. Shit's getting crazy. A wannabe professional gamer? Oh, Lord. That's why all the game references? All right. Daily Mail. All right. So Tyler Robinson's roommate who tipped off the FBI is identified as family refused to deny transgender motive for Charlie Kirk. A 22-year-old wannabe professional gamer who lived with Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin gave cops incriminating text messages leading to his arrest. Lance Twiggs. Okay. Turned over Tyler Robinson, who lived in a 3-bedroom apartment in St. George, Utah. Twiggs showed police texts from Robinson about stashing a gun linked to the Wednesday's shooting of the prominent conservative. His identity was revealed as a separate reports emerged from Fox and New York Post, which stated that Robinson was living with a transgender partner who is cooperating with the investigation. It is unclear if Twiggs is the same person referenced in the reports, and he has not been named in the affidavit. His grandfather, Jerry Twiggs, told the Daily Mail that he was unable to comment on the rumors that he is trans and that there was a transgender motive to Kirk's murder. I don't want to comment on that. I'm not sure what the situation is exactly right now, adding that he never had met Robinson. Jerry also confirmed his grandson had been talking with the police, but that he had not spoken to him since. After he was with police, he's been at his house, and there's no way for us to contact him other than going over there. Lance Twiggs? Turned in by Lance Twiggs. They haven't confirmed the motive yet. We already talked about the deeply leftist ideology, indoctrination. South Utah native. Sorry, my mouth is all. Studied at Utah Tech University, according to his Facebook page. Robinson was 22, was taking electrician training at a nearby technical college. And like Robinson, he was an avid gamer, posting shooting video games on TikTok account named Becoming TikTok Pros. One terrible video at a time. Oh shit, they got the video. Oh boy. Yeah, mute it. Cookies and cream. Oh, this is from 2021 though. Okay, so they have a TikTok gaming account. He posted a video or posted himself on social media playing popular games including Apex Legends, Valorant, and Rocket League. Other comical videos he shared included adding spaghetti to an Italian sandwich and microwaving a bottle of Mountain Dew. Friends told Daily Mail that Robinson and Twigs were part of a large chat group of dozens of gamers, friends, mostly from Robinson's alma mater, Pine View High School, hosted on an online chat network Discord. Robinson's alleged incriminating texts to Twigs were also sent on Discord, even though Discord denied something about the weapons text messages on there. Twigs and Robinson's neighbor, Cable Phillips, 20, said police arrived at their two-story housing complex around 5:30 a.m. on Friday and cordoned off the surrounding building or the surrounding area. Investigators were seen carrying out paper bags, envelopes, and a personal computer. A forensics team photographed the exterior and worked their way inside the property. While they worked, neighbors stood behind police tape watching in the early morning desert sunshine. Resident Josh Kemp, 18, told the New York Times that Robinson would always blast music with his roommate and never talk to anybody. Oliver Holt, 11, told the paper that when he knocked on Robinson's door last week asking for odd jobs, the alleged shooter was acting pretty strange and kept glancing back into his apartment, acting kind of nervous and scared. A Zillow listing shows photos of the Twigs and Robinson's apartment at the Fossil Hills housing complex at St. George, a 1460 square foot space where 3 beds and 2 baths. The property listing said the current owner has roommates bringing in a total of $900 per month for just 2 bedrooms. Who's out there? What, Twigs? That's the roommate. An affidavit supporting the murder, obstruction, and felony fire charges against Robinson described the roommate handing over bombshell text messages to police after the shooting. Robinson said that sent messages to Twigs, who was not named in the law enforcement filing, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, according to an affidavit by the Utah attorney. Robinson allegedly texted about leaving the rifle in a bush. Messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. I can't believe that this guy would expect that this person would come and pick up the rifle if they hadn't known anything about this. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact, Tyler, also mentioned that he changed outfits. Police said the descriptions matched what they found: a Mauser caliber rifle wrapped in a towel, abandoned in a wooded area near the Utah Valley University campus shortly after the shooting on Wednesday. The affidavit does not accuse Twigs of any involvement in the crime. Okay. At his parents' nearby home on Friday afternoon, Twigs' father, Tyler, wow, Twigs' father's name Tyler? What the? Okay, said no one in the family would be commenting. It appears Twigs and Robinson became close after the alleged shooter graduated high school. He received a $32,000 scholarship to the Utah State University, but only attended one semester in 2021 as a pre-engineering major. He later enrolled at Dixie Technical College in his hometown of St. George and was a third-year student in the electrical apprenticeship program, a statement by the college said. Okay. Wow. I wasn't expecting we get big stuff like this on the weekend. Crazy. Let me see if they're saying anything else. Twigs. Mamma mia. What a mess. Okay. So let me see. We have the British lady. I thought there was a couple more things. Oh, here. 5 minutes of mainstream media and Democrat politicians calling Republicans like Charlie Kirk literally Hitler and everything else.
Racist as well.
Oh, I'm losing my voice.
That MAGA symbol has come to represent something. It is the new Nazi symbol. It is the new hood.
Because they're not a party, right? They're Sinn Féin to the IRA. They're the PLO to Hamas. They're a dime store front for a terrorist movement.
The Republican Party is basically a domestic terrorist cell at this point, and they should be treated as such.
There are elements of the GOP that are starting to look like the jihadists.
Not a political party. They're a white nationalist movement. They're a fascist threat to our nation. That's not hyperbolic. That's academic.
Would have once seemed hyperbolic, but it increasingly does feel like the Republican Party has become a death cult, and it's all about Donald Trump.
There is no alternative right now because the Republican Party project today is a fascist authoritarian project.
Fact is, Republicans in Congress are still in the grip of the ultra MAGA agenda.
Party of dupes, party of knuckleheads, party of weirdos, party of freaks. So that is a simple message. And underneath that, it's the party of nothing.
It has become an authoritarian embracing cult. It is fascist.
We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue with their allies in the Congress of the United States.
Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping folks up off the streets. They're in unmarked vans, wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons. No chance to mount a defense, not even a chance to kiss a loved one goodbye, just grabbed up by masked agents, shoved into those vans, and
The old films of the Gestapo grabbing people off the streets of Poland, and you compare them to those nondescript thugs who grabbed that graduated student, it does look like a Gestapo operation. You know, my dad served in Second World War. He fought the Nazis in Northern Africa. He fought the Nazis on the Italian peninsula. And I think he's looking down right now and he's happy that I'm fighting today's Nazis.
Because if we just roll this clock on the wall back 75 years, we'd be looking at a time in Nazi Germany where people ran around with signs like this new ICE sign that says, report all foreign invaders to ICE, with Uncle Sam there holding up the sign. This could have been a Gestapo member 75 years ago. Report all Jews.
It's not just that Donald Trump poses a threat to democracy. It's a Donald.
Okay, I think we're good. I've seen even worse, but this was this classmate guy. He supposedly spoke out about Tyler. He didn't know him too well, but
I went to school with this Tyler Robinson kid. I'll show y'all. That's him right there, Tyler Robinson. I'm not trying to clout chase, make this shit about me. But I'm not going to say I knew this kid really well. I didn't know him very well at all, but I definitely saw him for 3 straight years in high school. And the best way I could describe him is just like a Reddit kid. I don't know, I feel like if you were in high school around that same time, and even probably now, 2018, and then those kinds of kids. But that's exactly what he was. All I'm going to say is this is the kind of shit that happens when you spend way too much time online and all of a sudden your beliefs are all the way this way or all the way this way, and you do some dramatic shit to please these people that are not your friends. This internet shit is seriously no joke.
I don't understand how people can get so, I don't know. Is it just the, as they say, radicalization? This guy playing video games, has a roommate, they're both gamers, has a partner. I mean, he do whatever he wants. It's crazy, man. Okay, so yeah, pretty big news for the day. Update on this story. And shout out to Brooks, the one that broke it. Brooks Singman. Brooke broke it, and now the name of the roommate is out there. And pictures. And they're cooperating. From what I've seen, they're saying that the roommate's cooperating and they've handed in the evidence. That's crazy, man. To think these people pulled off an assassination. Yeah, Reddit kid. I was wondering what that meant too, Cyber. Reddit kid. What is that? Like, just somebody just deep diving too much into Reddit? Just hours and hours and hours? Somebody said it was MAGA, plain and simple. Look at his upbringing. Shooter is MAGA. We just showed he's not. You have to accept that. Oh, Reddit kids mean a very online liberal. Okay. It's getting old. Yeah, I don't know why I feel like my voice is going a little bit today. TMZ was reporting this as well. The whole roommate thing. That's going to be the big news for today, I guess, related to this case. I know some people don't want to believe it. They're having a hard time. Some of the people online that have been pushing, having a hard time accepting it. That's just what it is. Tyler Robinson living with a trans partner before allegedly shooting Charlie Kirk. A gamer. I don't know how these kids get so lost in this gaming stuff too. I mean, I used to be into it, but not like this. God. I mean, I used to, but I don't know. Not to lose my life in this shit. It's crazy. Ginger tea? Yeah, I think I'm going to make some tea. All right, I guess that's it for now. I just wanted to bring that breaking news. I didn't know they were going to reveal the partner, but they revealed it while we were streaming, so that worked out.
Republicans are savoring this like it's fucking Charlie Kirk's death. Democrats are getting fired in droves, and Republicans are savoring this like it's Thanksgiving dinner. Vindictive, gleeful, posting every firing on social media, and it brings up the question of free speech. Like, can anyone actually characterize free speech? It definitely seems like a moving target. Me personally, I couldn't swing one way on Charlie Kirk. Like, his ideas always landed 50-50 with me, but mocking the death like it's terrible, but it's free speech. And it's cringe, but it's free speech. There's a tug of war here. Mocking Charlie Kirk's death.
Was because he had Teams Party. We meant he was liberal because he had Teams Party? What does that mean? Black Lake, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're good. I was trying to just decompress most of the weekend, man. I was out in the backyard. I was doing stuff outside, cleaning. But then I saw this, and I was like, oh, we have to jump on for this. Crazy. I watched the live stream last night too. Charlie's wife speaking. This guy, I can't get over this guy.
There certainly is an interesting cast of characters in this Charlie Kirk story, and oddly enough, the suspect, Tyler Robinson, might be the least interesting of them all. I mean, just to look at the old man, George Zinn, the first suspect that they took into custody and then released. The old man that was in the crowd that they arrested, they had him in handcuffs, they were dragging him out of the crowd. He was saying all types of crazy stuff.
I heard somebody say that this old guy was, I'm the shooter, I'm the shooter, I'm the shooter. I don't know if that's true.
His pants were falling to the ground. People in the crowd reported that he admitted to doing it.
Yeah, I think it was last night. I was scrolling and somebody had said that this old guy that was getting his ass dragged out of there was like saying that he did it. He's the shooter.
And the moments after Charlie was hit.
He was saying, shoot me?
Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what people in the crowd said.
That's pretty wild. And then, what do we have here? This guy, too. We were just watching this guy.
Event opened with music, people throwing.
This guy could just be eccentric. I don't know.
Hats.
But it creeps me out a little bit. But that's Cinema. If you want to check out Cinema, he's been covering the story. Cinema Shogun. He said, shoot me. Yeah, that was really weird. Okay. I guess that's it. Oh, Trump administration suggested it could revoke existing visas or deny them to applications if they celebrated or made light of Charlie Kirk's assassination. That would be interesting. Yeah, so this Lance character is trans. Yeah, Lance is male transitioning to female, I guess. Oh, maybe. Just Ryan said, I think it's possible he was speaking to the cameraman that he was staring directly at when he was yelling, shoot me. Maybe. The British woman. The nasty little British woman. Where's she at? Did I close her out? Oh, this lady was crazy too. Somebody here said, poor MAGA, this is something these fascist incel freaks will never have. A healthy, happy marriage. You see?
Hey, Brian. You seem to want to know why I post a bunch of political crap. Because I want to. Also, it gives me something to do when I'm waiting for my husband to finish making us a fresh cup of coffee. You know, that's what healthy masculinity looks like. Sharing chores and doing things for each other. But I doubt you'd know anything about that now, would you? Ooh. Fuck off, troll.
They're kind of funny, but I could tell she runs that house. Man, you better act right. You better act right. Pull those pants up.
Would you?
I'll slap you with that coat. You better act right.
Fuck off, troll. Hey, Brian.
Yo, what do they got? More cups of coffee? Does he follow her around the whole house carrying her cup
You
of
seem
coffee?
to want to know why I post a bunch
They started
of
over.
critical crap. Because I want to. Also, it gives me something.
I don't know. I don't know why I saved that, but I guess that's it. Yeah, she's running that household. Hurry up, get up. I'm sorry. Yeah, what is like a lot of chaos, big fallout. Oh, I forgot this. You know what? Let me do this last one here. Because this is kind of a big deal, this one too. Somebody that so there was this accordingly, or supposedly, I don't know what I'm talking about. Meet Lexi Coenzo. She's one of the good ones. Yesterday in front of a nurse's station with 8 nurses and a patient, Dr. Matthew Jung said in front of everyone, I hate Charlie Kirk. He had it coming. He deserved it. Lexi, a registered nurse, was the only one that spoke up. You're a doctor. How could you say someone deserved to die? Lexi said you could hear a pin drop and no one said anything, including the patient. She reported the incident to management, and after she got home, posted about it and Dr. Matthew Jung on her private Instagram. She received an email from her union representative saying that she needs to look for another job. She was also pulled into a meeting and is suspended without pay indefinitely pending an investigation. Meanwhile, there's no information on whether or not Dr. Matthew Jung is being reprimanded. Lexi has filed a lawsuit. I interviewed her over the phone, and she said, I was deeply saddened over the assassination of Charlie Kirk. It was devastating to hear of the killing of an innocent father, and I thought everyone would agree, especially a doctor whose purpose is to save lives. Yeah, they have an oath. In a time where personal social ideologies are often celebrated, especially even if they align with popular progressive topics, I simply aim to stand up for what is right. They try to shut me up, but they're not going to. So they're saying even this doctor, she has a TikTok, a Twitter. So this nurse apparently got fired. Everybody's losing their job. The hospital will probably side with the doctor. Some of these doctors, they feel they're God's gift to earth. I remember one time, because I used to work in the hospital as a pharmacy tech. One time, a long time ago, I stepped on this doctor's shoe. And I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry. And he just looked at me with like disgust. He didn't even say anything to me. He just like looked me up and down. Just had like this disgusting, like, you peasant. How dare you? Disgusting. So, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. And he just walked off. Disgust. I never forget that. I was like, damn, all right, well. So yeah, poor lady. I mean, if that patient that was there goes and reports it, if that patient takes up the lady's side, maybe they'll do something. I don't know. You got yourself fired.
I'm just really glad Charlie Kirk just got himself fucking.
Oh yeah, this lady got fired too. You know what? I forgot who was that said it. I think it was Andrew Tate. He said that this guy, the shooter, he said looks like he has SSRI eyes. I wonder too. There's something about his eyes that just look like zombie-ish to me. No, I was wearing some sneakers. I don't remember what I was wearing. You scuffed the shoes. Okay, let me just make sure, because I'm getting tagged and stuff right now. More photos of Lance Twiggs. Katarina. Oh, they found the mother already? Oh, Lord, here we go again. Amazing kid. I don't know. These kids seem to have a lot more than when I was growing up. And I don't know why they're turning out how they're turning out. Well, I don't know if I'll say a lot more, but good upbringing. Seems like. I mean, I don't know what's going on with these kids. The mother of Lance Twiggs. Oh, boy. I wonder if it's another, could it be a conservative family? Utah's big conservative, right? I don't know. But the roommate is doing the right thing. As far as I know, they're cooperating with the FBI. They're reporting information in, handing over evidence. So else? They're saying the Guardian made a retraction. Let me see. The retraction comes amid intense speculation about Robinson's motives. They retracted. They said a family member spoke and recounted Robinson had gone for dinner. They recalled Robinson talking about not liking Kirk. He was pretty left on everything. So supposedly the article retracted that. Retraction comes amid intense speculation. Why did they retract that? I read somewhere that like the family member didn't know him that well or something. But the governor said that the guy was leaning left as well, based on the evidence that they saw. Charlie Kirk killer Tyler Robinson had a boyfriend who identified as transgender. That's what Benny Johnson said. And then Benny Johnson also here posted, Donald Trump has confirmed Rob Schmidt said the president told him this morning that Kirk assassin has a trans girlfriend. Or boyfriend, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, whatever. All right, guys, I'm going to head out for now, but I hope you guys have a good weekend, safe weekend. I'm going to be just chilling, relaxing. Unless something else crazy happens, I'm going to be just, but keeping an eye on things. All right, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Thanks for the support.